Welcome to Vital Plus Conversations, real talk for Australian clinics. I'm Tamara Reid, and today I'm joined by Lee-Anne Herbst to unpack brand insights, the realities of brand clinic partnerships. Lee-Anne, welcome.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Lovely to be here.
Likewise to have you. I'm so interested to hear from you today. What problem did Nimue originally set out to solve, and how has that mission evolved for you?
It's an amazing brand. It started in 1994, where some professionals decided they wanted to do something for pre and post surgery because people were scarring and people were really struggling, after they'd gone for surgery. So they developed this brand at that stage called Nimue. And after a little bit of time, they realized that actually Nimue is an amazing brand to do more than just pre and post surgery. So it developed into a full-on line, and it's just evolved since then. And it's an amazing, amazing product.
Incredible. And so, did we recently celebrate 30 years old?
We did. We're very proud.
Fantastic. And so, I'd love to hear about the core DNA of the brand, and perhaps we can chat about some of the non-negotiable principles behind the formulations and protocols, because we were just saying off mic how obsessed you are with the brand. And so, I'd love to hear some of that.
So a little bit about Nimue. It's about skin health. We believe skin health is the most important thing. We also say it's not just what happens on top of the skin, it must be what happens underneath the skin. So we talk about Nimue having 12 different delivery systems. So it enables it to go below the skin. People say, like, how do delivery systems work? And we say it almost tricks the skin so that you can get to where the problems are. We call it a fix and heal solution. So it's about, if you've got an issue, let's understand your issue and let's make sure you go back to basically infant skin. It is really a phenomenal brand. Growing up, we all had environmentally damage, we get wrinkles, we get sunspots, and we do a lot of befores and afters in Nimue, and you can actually see the results. We've got a campaign even called Seeing is Believing, because you get the before, you see what your skin looks like. It's horrible, by the way, when you see a couple of layers down, and then use Nimue for a period of time, and you've got almost like a totally new skin. So we're very blessed.
Amazing. I love that. Fix and heal. And as you mentioned, the before and after is really that credibility proof, because sometimes we look at our skin, our clients look at their skin in the mirror so often, so many times a day, that you can't see the transformation over time. So the fact that you're taking those before and after photos really instills the confidence of the product.
It really does. And it makes a huge difference.
Amazing. And I'd love to deep dive with you into a little bit more about the ingredients and the technology behind them, because I believe that they're quite different to a lot of other brands.
So Nimue ingredients are always of top quality. We don't find one or two places where we buy ingredients. We look globally, and a lot of our ingredients from Germany, the USA. We're very particular. We get a lot of houses that come to us presenting the different types. We've got a lady in our R&D department called Jackie, who is very specific about not just the ingredient itself, but the combination of the ingredients. Because sometimes you get beautiful brands who say, we got this ingredient, but it's the combination that actually makes the difference. And obviously the quality ingredient and where you bought it from. We also partner with a lot of dermatologists, plastic surgeons, and clinics around the world. So Nimue is in 33 countries around the world, and we partner with a lot of the top aesthetics people in the different countries. So it's been good.
Incredible. And I love that you mentioned there, sometimes brands focus on one key ingredient, but it really is that kind of combination that pulls together a great product. Can you explain for us a little bit more about that, stability and the quality control that it takes? Because I think once a clinic gets the product and then gives it to their client, all of that pre-work is kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I'm sure that there's a lot of it that goes on.
So whenever we launch a new product or we're doing new product development, we go through a full-on process. We obviously understand what the needs are, what the trends are, what we're seeing, what we believe is going to happen. And this process is normally about 18 months. So everyone's like, well, can't you do it quicker? And we always go, no, if you're going to do it, we'd rather do it properly. We have in our offices, we've actually got our own laboratory, and we've got our own little clinic where we actually test. So a person would come in, we would say, okay, this is what we want the product to deliver on. We would develop something, we would go to our back-end clinic, we would test it, we'd say, is it delivering on it, yes or no? And there's a lot of toing and froing between the process to make sure you get to the right place. Once you've got to the place where you're happy with the product, you then obviously send it across for bulk manufacturing. We are very particular in terms of who we use. We've ISO compliant as we're supposed to be, but we partner with the top in the industry because we believe that's important. For us, at the end of the day, we believe that quality is the number one criteria, because if you've got bad quality products, you're going to have bad quality outcomes. So we also send our own team in when we do the manufacturing process to do the quality assessments, to check it. Once we've bulked up, we then retest the things before we actually go to market. So it's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah. And so all those clinics who are out there thinking, I just want you to create this product yesterday. You actually have to be 18 months ahead of the curve to get that one product today.
Exactly. And our head of NPD, she's amazing. She actually presents international papers on what trends are coming, and then how we're going to cater for those trends. So it's fantastic.
Incredible. And I'd love to focus on the clinic specifically. What does a Nimue clinic look like? And then potentially, what are you not looking for in terms of that clinic partner?
So for us, it's about the professional. I mean, we're a professional product for professionals only. We do have active ingredients. As I said, we've got 12 different delivery systems. So we need to make sure that the people in the clinic are professional. They need to engage with their consumers. And it's about creating that loyal connection with their customers, because you want to make sure that your customers actually getting the right benefits. What we're not is let's sell as quickly as we possibly can. Let's get you in and out and, sell you sometimes things you don't necessarily want. We're about customizing, personalizing, and making sure we're relevant for your skin type.
Incredible. And we hear so much, particularly in Australia, the needs of the salon owner and the team and what their clients require. And we often are seeing on industry communities and Facebook communities, I'm after a product that has, and the list is endless, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And I think often the salon owners don't quite understand what actually taking that product into their clinic looks like. And so I'd like to kind of open that up from an immune perspective. What do the first kind of 90 days, 3 months look like when you say, yes, you're the perfect stockist for us and vice versa, and then we get that product on the shelf?
So I think it's really important that we work with the salons. We believe in partnerships. It's a relationship industry. It's a partnership between us and the salons, and the salon and their customers. So one of the things we do is we ask that you bring somebody in, let them have a treatment, let them experience the product. And it's really important that they take some stuff back with them as well from the retail side, so they can really see the benefits. We engage regularly with the salon owners to see how's it going. What is the feedback from your customers? We send in educators ourselves to also get that, to that personal touch. Education is critical. Just so you know, a salon owner cannot take on Nimue unless they've had the education, because you want the best for the customer. At the end of the day, the customer is king, and that relationship and that growth with the customer in terms of their skin journey. People say, can't we change skin overnight? That's not what we want to do. It's like going to gym. It takes time. So it's a slow process, little bit by little bit, and you will end up with what we call perfect skin.
Incredible. I love that you are focused on education, but also checking in within those first 90 days, 3 months. I think that is really important, because sometimes the speed of which a brand grows, it's really hard to kind of keep track on everyone. But those first 90 days can make or break, because if the therapists don't have the knowledge base and the communication to be able to, express that to their clients, the clinic then puts the brand on their shelves and it falls down. And sometimes they can, come to the brand and say, well, it didn't work. But if you're arming and equipping the therapist with the knowledge and the education behind the products and the ingredients, it will always work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, incredible. And so talking about that speed and velocity, how as a company do you ensure that you are keeping up with the industry, because it moves at an incredible pace, but also ensuring that you're laying the right foundations to kind of stabilize that growth?
So we don't believe we have to be first to market. I think that's important. Everything we do, we want to test. We want to make sure that what we say and the claims we put out is what actually we deliver on. We do a lot of trend analysis. It was actually quite a lot of fun. We were working out how many trends there are in the industry at the moment, and it said there are over 1,000. So one of the things we always say is pick your trends. We do believe in personalization. We do believe that everybody is slightly different, and we need to cater for that, that difference. So there is a lot of background work that we do. People say, what trends do you see? There's always ingredient trends. We were actually chatting earlier. There are things like changes in life stages, like menopause. Before, it was a taboo subject. Now it's something that people actually openly speak about. So it's absolutely identifying, where things are going, making sure that you're aware of it, but that you're doing it in a way that adds value, as opposed to a way that is just sort of there, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And some brands, develop product for the sake of having another product or for the sake of keeping up with the trends. And I think that velocity and that speed can sometimes be harmful to the clinic, be harmful to the brand, and also be harmful to the therapist because they've just got such an overwhelming amount of products sitting on the shelf.
Exactly. And we also do product, we evaluate every single one of our products 4 times a year. So we go through, is this product working? Do we need to tweak any ingredients? Is there anything that we need to do to make it even more efficacious? Because efficacy is important.
Absolutely. You spoke about education earlier, and particularly, the support that you all provide. I'd love to flip that and look at the business side, and particularly the marketing assets and, promotional things that you all do. Can you explore that for us? Because in Australia here, we're always looking to get more bums on beds, that I say, so get the clients in the doors and then get them to come back. And a big focus of that retention is the marketing piece.
So I mentioned before the befores and afters. It is absolutely critical for us. When people see what can happen before and can see the after effect, it is a huge marketing sell. I'm going to share one of my favorite campaigns with you that we did. It was called the 12-week challenge. Now, normally you'll hear about a 12-week challenge during like sports or supplements or something, from that perspective. And we said, no, we're going to do 12 weeks to where we believe you can ditch your foundation. We believe in our product so much that if in 12 weeks you can't get rid of your foundation, then Nimue is not good enough. And it was a campaign that we run. And for you, what is the most important day in a woman's life?
It's either wedding or childbirth.
You're going with wedding on this one. So we actually said people getting married, how many of you would go without foundation? I don't know about you, but there is no way I would have gone without foundation. But we took a lady through a 12-week challenge, and she had issues, and she walked down the aisle without foundation, and she swears by the product. And she said the transformation from the before to the after in 12 weeks, just by using a product like this, is something, that's really worked. Now, that is something from a marketing perspective that went huge. I think we got more than 10 million hits just in terms of watching her get closer to walking down the aisle. So that's some of the types of material that we can use, because we are about transformation. We are about, this is what you started with, and this is what you can look like at the end. So overall marketing, obviously digital's massive, social media, understanding your consumer is the most important thing, and how to really reach them through the different types of media is also important.
Yeah, and that's not only just giving the clinics and the salon owners marketing tools, but it's giving their clients confidence. And that's just beyond anything.
Some people I know won't even go to the shops without foundation on or without makeup. So we're actually giving them that ability to get out there and just be you.
Incredible. And what does Nimue, give us a little crystal ball projection into the next kind of 12 to 24 months look like here in Australia particularly?
Well, I believe Nimue is going to grow beautifully. We are seeing a trend towards the more, I'm going to say not quite aesthetic, but the heavy treatments where people want to see transformation. Transformation is becoming more important. I do think that there are going to be an uptake in terms of salons. We are seeing the trend in terms of salon growth already. And the more salons you've got, obviously, the more growth there is. We've got some amazing new products we're about to launch. Obviously, can't quite tell you quite yet, but we do have some really exciting things. As I said, even taboo subjects are starting to become more of the norm. So we do believe that this brand is going to be a hero in Australia. And I'm looking forward to seeing more consumers swearing by it, because what we have found is that once a consumer tries it, they stick to it, and they really do stick to it. So consumers are loyal to it. Yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait to see that growth here in Australia. Thank you so much for the conversation today.
Thank you. It's been amazing. Great chatting.
Brilliant. If you'd like to learn more, you can head on over to Vital Plus to access all of their resources. I'm Tamara Reid. I'll see you next episode.
Visit our website to claim your free trial pack or schedule a consultation or in-salon demonstration.